Good afternoon. Hope you're having a great day. As we mentioned, this week's Torah portion, Moses is about to pass. It's the last 37 days of his life. And he begins the book of Deuteronomy, Devarim, Mishnah Torah, where Moshe repeats and goes over the last 40 years of the trials and tribulations, the challenges and struggles, the blessings and the miracles that happened to the Jewish people. And he reminds the Jewish people that when they came out of Egypt and they were at Mount Sinai, from Mount Sinai to Kadesh Barnea, where they were now at the cusp of Israel, was a travel of 11 days. And God even miraculously made it take shorter. And yet, the Jews sinned in their procrastination, and they're not wanting to go into the Holy Land, and God punished them, thereby making them spend 40 years in the desert. But Moses tells the Jewish people an interesting verse. He says, when you were sitting at the cusp of Mount Sinai, right around Mount Sinai, after God gave you the Torah, God told me to tell you, Rav lochem shevet bahar hazeh. It's enough of you dwelling and sitting by this mountain. It's time to get up and move on to the promised land. And Rashi gives two opinions. The first opinion Rashi says is kipshutai, literally, get up and move. You've been by the mountain, you got the Torah, you got the commandment to build a tabernacle, which gave you the menorah and gave you all the beautiful vessels. It's time to move. And the second opinion, Rashi says, is that God was telling them, no, you see, Rav Lechem, you got so much by dwelling at this mountain. You got the 10 commandments. You got the commandment to build a tabernacle and all the vessels, all by being in this place. But the Rebbe says something very interesting. The Rebbe says like this, that from Rashi's literal words, we get a message in the life of every Jew, every human being, that is critical to the way we behave, to the way we act, and to our spiritual growth. Moses says to the Jewish people, Rav lachem shevet bahar hazeh, it's enough sitting and dwelling in one place, procrastinating. Go, climb up, get ready to go into the Holy Land. This is the message of Judaism. In Judaism, there's no thing as stagnation. There's no thing as taking a break. There's no thing as just treading water. We always have to be in a purposeful mission. We always have to be growing. We always have to be accomplishing. Because ultimately, that's why God put us on this world. The purpose of us being in this world is to accomplish, is to do. And therefore, as Moses tells the Jewish people, he reminds them what happened by Sinai. Even though they were by Sinai, basking in the holiness of God giving them the Torah, it was time to continue growing. It was time to continue making an effort. You know, the Tzemach Tzedek, the third Chabad Rebbe, this guy once came to meet the Tzemach Tzedek, and he was getting connected to the Tzemach Tzedek. But he didn't look like a chassid, he didn't have a beard, he didn't have a hat or the coat. So he turned to the Tzemach Tzedek, he says, tell me, what makes someone your disciple? How do they become your disciple? Is it just the way they look? And the Tzemach Tzedek looked at him and said, it's very simple. If a woman or a man puts their head on their pillow at the end of the night, and he's able to say, or she's able to say, that I made a small climb and step, spiritually, Jewishly, in my growth, ethically in my growth, then you could be my disciple. Judaism expects us to continue growing. If you don't grow, you fall back. You always have to be climbing that mountain to make a difference, to do more, to change the world in a better way. You know, when the Rebbe turned 70 years old, there was a huge gathering in Brooklyn. It was 1972, and thousands of people came to the Rebbe to celebrate this occasion. And the Rebbe gave a talk. And the Rebbe said that in America, at the age of 70, people are usually retiring. They're figuring out where they're going to live, where they're going to sip a tequila on the beach and relax. But the Rebbe said in Judaism, it's different. In Judaism, it's a time for continued growth. 70 years, the Rebbe said, I'm going to commit to have 70 new Chabad institutions in this coming year. Because ultimately, every moment that God gives us is a time for us to grow, to become better, to accomplish more, to change the world in a better way. There is no such a thing as retirement, because, as we know, we are meant to walk, to grow, to to continue. You know, there's a remarkable statement that says, that we should never depart from our friend only with a word of Jewish law. The word halacha means Jewish law. But the word halacha also means something else. It means to go, to walk, to grow. And the Rebbe says that what the verse is really telling us is never leave your friend unless you give them something that's going to help them grow, help them find more purpose and meaning, to become better. Every moment, every day, every opportunity that God gives us, we have to try to become a better human being. Yesterday I got a call from a friend of ours, and they told me they had a dilemma. They work, I'm not going to give the details to keep it anonymous, but they were told by their office that they're in their mid-70s, and that if they wanted, they could get a retirement package now, plus a year of pay, even though they would retire now, in order to get them to leave the company so younger people could come in. And they said to me, what should I do? Should I take it? It's tempting from one side, but the other side, I enjoy what I do. I enjoy my work. I'm changing the world. I'm making a difference for people. And why should I leave? And of course, I told her exactly what we just said. Rav lachem sheves b'harahu. Every moment you have, if you're healthy, if you're strong, and you could be purposeful, and you could grow, then that's what you were brought to this world, to make a difference for the people around you and the people in this world. Have a great day.